Hey everybody, Mark Johnson here. Welcome to MJ Guitars TV. In this episode here, we'll be talking to the artist here, Terry Haggerty, with two G's. And Terry is the one that is responsible for the artwork on the Ducati guitar. It was a project that her and I kind of collaborated on. She came up with the design and she actually executed it. And then after she got all the process done and she gave it to me, I did a little sanding, some finishing stuff and put it together. So anyway, Terry, how did we meet?
Well, back in 1997, I was commissioned to do a large wine bottle for an auction. And I had said, oh, I've always wanted to try cloisonne, not knowing what I was talking about. And so that made me go to the library, read that cloisonne is traditionally baked. In fact, here's a piece of traditional cloisonne. You see little tiny wires here, and then the color is enamel, which is ground glass. So this has to go through a kiln. Well, I realized you can't bake a wine bottle, especially with expensive wine in it. So I came up with another technique to get the similar results. So what I do is I glue wire on a substrate. In that case, it was a bottle.
So this was actually a test piece that we made so you knew where exactly everything was, right?
Right,
Okay.
and to see whether my material would even stick to
Oh,
your
yes.
wood,
Yeah.
or if I could go in and make corrections and pull something off without removing,
Yes.
splinters or whatever.
Yeah.
So this was a test piece from you.
Uh-huh. And so how did you come up with the artwork then?
So since 1997, I've had to have a few jobs, and one of my jobs was doing CAD work, which is three-dimensional creating product in a computer. So I was just online looking for gears, which was your requirement. Found some cool looking gears, and they happened to be Ducati. And I recreated those gears in the computer and then turned them the angle I wanted to present. Something interesting that was going to fit on this shape.
Yeah, yeah.
So
did you have any restrictions there on
yeah,
what
you've
to
got
do?
all these holes here. So
But I mean, basically, you pretty much had like full reign of what
pretty
you
much.
come up with.
yeah,
Okay.
the Ducati gear, I think they were called rear socket carriers or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it had more elements on it, but it was just going to be too busy. So I did have to kind of take some artistic license
Yeah.
and pare it down a little bit,
Oh, that's nice.
just to make it look, not too busy and still look powerful.
All right. So I see you've got a sample there of the artwork.
Yeah, so this was my guide. This gave me an idea of the color scheme, the shadings, where I needed to, be more particular with my wiring. So this shows, my roadmap, really.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see you even have like some numbers. Is that like referencing color?
Yeah, I have to pre-mix my colors so that, because I can't do a large area at a time,
Yeah.
because there is nothing flat on this guitar. That was the little nemesis.
I was going to ask you about some of the challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually the pieces I've worked on, even the bottles, were big enough that I could turn them on the side and I would get about a 2.5-inch wide work area. Because, resin, which is what I use for my color, it travels.
Yes.
And it travels for, a good 45 minutes, couple hours.
Yeah, it wants to seek its own level, huh?
Yeah, and that's
Yep.
down. So,
All right.
anyway, so I had to pre-mix colors because I couldn't duplicate them with any kind of precision.
Yeah.
So I had to mix it.
Okay. And I understand that you had used my name in vain several times
Yeah.
during this process.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I like to work on flat surfaces,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this was an honor to work on.
All
I'll
right.
tell you.
Good.
That was great.
I was honored to have you work on it. So that if we were to ever do another project like this, I mean, is this something that you would ever do again?
I will say yes at this time. I didn't say yes when I was working on this, though.
Yeah.
It was tough with all of these different undulations.
Oh, yes.
It was really tough.
Yeah, but it is amazing now that it's done.
You sanded it and you made it look spectacular.
We keep fighting over this, like who made it look good. I say she made it look good. She says I made it look good, but anyway, it looks good. That's all that's important. And I just wanted to mention here that this project evolved. When I first came to you, I had this idea of tattoo
Yeah.
art.
And it was a great idea, but tattoo, in my mind, is basically got black outline.
Yeah,
And I can't get black outline.
that's right.
Even if I was to use an anodized copper wire that has a black outer surface, I sand all my copper down.
Yep.
And then it would expose the copper again.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give you that. I couldn't give you that.
Yeah, and that was okay because, you know, I looked at the project and I saw that it evolved, and I think that's really important in an art project, to kind of let it go rather than forcing it to go where it doesn't want to go or where it can't go. And so because we didn't do that, I think we really got something that's pretty spectacular.
Well, I think that is your strength, is you let people do what they do and not try to micromanage,
Yeah.
which is quite a luxury.
All right. Well, and I've got a couple of other pieces that I purchased from Terry. The first thing was a sunflower. My wife and I saw this, and she fell in love with it. And of course, she isn't here, but I wanted to get that for her. And so let me show you that. This is not the one that we were looking at, was it, Terry?
No.
Nope. Let's see here. How do I?
Turn it.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And so this was a different sunflower, but you designed this for
you.
for me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
And then you went on a trip in the desert.
Oh yeah.
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 And came back with all these other ideas.
And I fell in love with the desert. And from what I understand, this created some challenges. Maybe you could tell me about, tell us about.
Usually I do more florals, which are a little bit more soft and forgiving. But I had rocks to deal with, sand, and dry material, cactus. So this was quite a challenge.
Yeah.
But I loved it
You really
after the fact.
You really pulled it off nicely. Now this border around here, how did you come up with that?
I had a book of Navajo rugs, and I just pulled the idea from that.
Awesome. Yeah. Southwest and desert was like the direction.
Yeah.
And then you just went with it.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful pieces of artwork. I'm proud to display these in my my home.
It's nice to see him again.
It's like meeting your children again, isn't it?
Yes, you're doing well.
Yeah. All right. Good. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And by the way, Terry, if somebody wanted something like this, and how would they get in touch with you? Or
I have a Facebook page that is Terry Haggerty Cold Cloisonne. And I also have instructions on how this process is done.
Yep.
And it's pretty detailed. So if you go on YouTube, It's Terry Haggerty Cold Poison A also, or just type in my name, Terry Haggerty, and that's with T-E-R-I. Yeah. Because there's another Terry Haggerty who happens to be my brother-in-law.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, and hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you at the next episode.